The ocean is a big, big place, but not nearly big enough for two of the boldest pirates of them all, Captain Falsebeard and Admiral Swinetoes, bitter enemies of the briny blue. After years of battle, Captain Falsebeard had beaten his arch-enemy and snatched the legendary Crossbone treasure from under Swinetoes' nose. To celebrate their victory, Falsebeard and crew had anchored their ship, the Pretty Polly, with the treasure safely stored on board, near a desert island. It was time to relax with a well-earned holiday. The island life suited Captain Falsebeard down to the ground. After a busy morning sunbathing, I reckon it'd be time for me afternoon nap. The crew was delighted with their riches, and they spent each lazy day planning how to spend the fortune. Driftwood Mac had his eye on a new accessory. Yar, it's gonna purchase me a big old pirate hat. While Big Tony fancied something a little more permanent. It's gonna get me a new mermaid tattoo right here. And the Sea Dog knew exactly what he wanted. The happy pirates were having the holiday of a lifetime. Little did they know that this was about to change. Not so far away, a dark and dangerously familiar ship was lurking. Admiral Swinetoes' hateful galleon, the Killjoy. "Pirates ahoy! I've found 'em, sir." At last, after weeks of searching, Swinetoes had discovered where Falsebeard and crew had hidden themselves, and the Crossbone treasure. "He's doing what? Having fun? I can hardly say the word." Delighted to have found his nemesis, Swinetoes ordered a feast of roasted goose. All he needed now was a plan. A plan to wipe the smile from under that ridiculous beard, and I, the great Admiral Swinetoes, will claim the treasure as its rightful owner. Please, sir, I have a plan. The next day, Captain Falsebeard was just settling down for a spot of sunbathing when he spotted something strange in the sky. "Well, I'll be blowed, that parrot looks mighty peculiar." As the bird flapped closer, there could be no mistaking that it was not a parrot at all, but a goose. The goose dropped a scroll onto Falsebeard's head before landing on the beach and waddling away. Dunk, honk. Falsebeard quickly got to his feet and opened the parchment. "Crew, and gather round, you lazy lot, quick smart." As the crew assembled on the beach, Falsebeard cleared his throat and read from the scroll. "He who catches the golden goose will reap its golden egg." He who catches the golden goose will reap its golden egg on his face. Falsebeard was beside himself with excitement. That goose had the ability to lay golden eggs. That could mean only one thing. Treasure! 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 Falsebeard wasted no time in sending the crew to search the island and capture the bird. Unfortunately, catching a goose was easier said than done. "After that, lanky duck, me hearties. Honk, bang. Here, goosey, goosey, you'll not outrun Jetsam. Honk, trip, oof. Whoa. Huh, you'll not slip through old Driftwood's grasp." The great chase took the crew all day and all over the island. "Come to Uncle Tony, little goosey. Honk. Puff, puff." At long last, Captain Falsebeard began to close in. and captured the prize goose. I'll show ye gentlemen how to capture goose, but you'll have to keep it under ye hats. Ta-da! Pop! But before the crew could celebrate, Big Tony spotted something. What's that there around her's neck? Looks like a golden pig's trotter. And a pig's trotter could only mean one thing. Swinetoes! The great chase had been nothing but a distraction. There would be no golden eggs, and when the crew returned to the beach, they saw that Swinetoes had stolen the pretty Polly, along with the precious Crossbone treasure. Au revoir, Falsebeard. Surrounded by shark-infested waters, and soon to run out of food, they were in deep trouble. The crew sank to their knees in despair. "Arr, we've been stitched up like a bunch of kippers, mateys." But Captain Falsebeard refused to give up. He knew the key to their survival was to keep spirits high and stay busy. Quickly, the crew got to work, following the captain's orders. Driftwood Mac was sent to collect coconuts. Ouch! Ouch! Flotsam and Jetsam built a fire to send up smoke signals. "Play us a tune, Romeo, that'll cheer us up." "Anyone seen me fiddle?" Big Tony tried to convince the Goose to lay an egg for their supper. "Come on, Goosey, lay a little egg for Uncle Tony." Rumble. Captain Falsebeard looked on, pleased with his crew's efforts. "Good going, lads. If we keep this up, we can last out here for months or years." The thought of years stranded on the island was too much for Big Tony. In a blind panic, the hungry pirate dived into the sea with an almighty splash. "No, watch out for the sharks. You'll be fish food, Big Tony." But the sharks turned out to be dolphins. The playful sea critters got Falsebeard thinking. Dolphins, there's an idea. Now he knew how they could beat Swinetoes and recapture the treasure. Some time later, on board the captured Pretty Polly, Admiral Swinetoes was busy telling the tale of his revenge over Captain Falsebeard. "Yorn, and I captured not only the treasure but the fool's ship as well." Halfway through the 7th retelling, a confused shout came from the crow's nest. Dolphins ahoy!" Swinetoes was instantly suspicious. "That marooned moron won't fool me. Think you can send dolphins to attack us? Pah! Think again." But as the dolphins approached, they began to do something rather strange. They began to dance. "This is no enemy attack. This is beautiful. Not since the Royal Ballet have I seen such poetry in motion. Sniff, beautiful, sniff, pass me a tissue." While Swinetoes and his cohorts were mesmerized by the dazzling dolphin display, Falsebeard and his crew rowed up to the ship and climbed aboard. "Shh, quiet now, lads, shh." They tiptoed across the deck and pushed Swinetoes and crew into the briny blue. "Take that, ye pilfering pig!" The Waiting Dolphins flipped the enemy pirates high into the air and catapulted them towards the desert island. Oh, mummy, hunk, crack, thwack, prod. Sopping wet and stranded, the Killjoy far away out at sea, Swinetoes could only watch as Falsebeard sailed past, reunited with the Pretty Polly and the precious Crossbone treasure. "So long, Swinetoes. Mind ye enjoy your shore leave. Grrr." Happy to be back home, Captain Falsebeard and his crew were in the mood to celebrate. The ship's cook rustled up a mighty feast, fit for the finest pirates to sail the 7 seas. This is more like it, lads, and not an egg in sight. The end. Or is it? I'll have your gizzards for this, Falsebeard,